On it. So the speed tires now have a lot of testing in Parker and about 700 miles here, as well as all the testing from the El Diablo. So these are the same tires, probably got 22 to 2,500 miles on them, and they're still doing good. If you look on the right front there, we got a plug in the sidewall where I, was mowing some bushes, looking for some lines down in San Felipe, and just continue to drive the car. We drove it until we went home, and we were excited about what we learned. We learned some things, but on average, we did. This car has about 1,260 miles on it, and that would be on average. Checking with some of my friends that have Polaris and Can-Ams, about 1,200 miles is the average annual miles on a vehicle. And we put 1,200 miles on it in about a 2-week period, a 7-day test in Parker. I think it turned into a 9-day test in Parker and a 5-day pre-run in San Felipe. So I'll let this roll for a little bit longer, and then we'll get into tonight's show. Thank you very much for joining in. Are we going to go on my iPad on here, or am I going to run off of you?
We do both. I'll send you the slide, and then I've got some videos I'll show on this one.
It's probably better I run over there on my iPad.
Yeah, I'll paste.
have the speed key. And I'll tell you, down in Baja, there was no reason for the speed key. 225 horsepower is plenty of power down there. The roads are so rough that there's not a lot of wide open straightaways. And, we ran on PMix the whole time we were down there. So we did not bring E85. We did not have, race fuel. This was strictly a PMix program. And no belts blown. And we did have some very, very small issues. This is, something we've been with you guys very transparent. We had a little bit of silt issues with the clutch, and the clutch wanted to grab the belt towards the end of the 1,200 miles. And we have talked to the belt engine, or not the belt engineers, the CVT engineers, and they have said that they knew that was a potential problem, and that they had already increased the tolerance on the bushing there that allows the primary clutch to release all the way. So they felt that could potentially be a problem, but for 1,200 miles, really, really, really good belt life. Belt temperature was very good, and driving the car was a pleasure. So pretty happy with where we're at, because we just basically drove it every day, which was good. All right, I'm going to get into tonight's presentation. Daniel, you flicked it to me. Perfect. Is this show 55?
55.
55. All right. Have this loaded up here in just a second. And we wanted to play some video and let you guys kind of see from the inside of what we learned when we were down there, and what the car handles like, and it was good. So perfect, ready for the show. Does it feel like a mini trophy truck? There's I'll come back and say there is nothing in the world like a trophy truck. The technology, the speed, the tires, the Toyota tires that they've provided us, 40 inches. It's 120 miles an hour over 3-foot hoops. That's very, very, very hard to compare with. The technology continues to grow. Competitors get faster. That makes us challenge ourselves more. We have to get faster to stay on top of the game. Qualified third, got bumped to sixth, and basically fifth was about as high as we got up in the race. Unfortunately, Mike, my navigator, called a flat, or not called a flat. He called a rock, and I basically said rock right, rock left, which means the rock on the right's coming first, and there's one on the left too. And as I was in the left lane, trying to miss the rock on the right, I couldn't even see the rock that was hiding in the bushes. We had already marked it, and I flicked the car sideways, and bam, it hit it really, really hard in the left rear, and had a flat, and it was on soft sand. And so by the time I had run on the flat, I had ran the flat because I was in a 2-track area where I couldn't get out. And by the time I got to the wash where I could get out, the tire had already disintegrated off the beadlock, so it was just a little bit left. And I had to dig to be able to stick the jack under the car to start. And this was the beginning of my digging in San Felipe. And then about race mile 230, I got another wheel failure. This was not a flat. This one was a wheel failure. It hit a rock, and it literally blew the center right out of the wheel. And no reason. Didn't see the rock, wide open, 120 miles an hour. It flicked the truck sideways. And that one, we were literally sitting on the brake rotor and on the wheel hub. And I had to dig deeper for the jack to get under, more like a 10-inch hole, 12-inch hole. And when I jacked it up, then I had to dig a 12 to 14-inch hole to get the tire on, which looked like, in my mind, by the time I was done digging the hole, it was a small grave. And we put the tire in the grave a couple times to get it loaded on. And we had to dig the hole bigger because not only do you have to get in, now you got to slide on to get on the wheel studs. And I'm going to say we lost 25 minutes on that second flat alone. So it was a bummer. If I knew I was going to dig that big of a hole, I probably would have taken my helmet off because I was exhausted by the time changing that tire. And obviously disappointed knowing that we're going to have another event with Unicorn where the truck ran trouble-free, and I spent more time digging than we did going forward. So Baja 500 last year, and then this one here. So we're going to have to work on some different jacking mechanisms, procedures to be able to get us up the first time so that we can get up high enough to jack it the second time if we have to do this. But 2 times now we've had to dig, and San Felipe is a lot of sand down there, and both of my flats happened in sand areas, or not. One was a wheel failure, one was a flat. Happened in sand areas, and unfortunately I had to dig. So live and learn. Talk to my engineers about it. They got all kinds of ideas they want to do, but we'll share some of those later. But we're gonna have to get back ahead of the technology a little bit here with the trophy truck. All right, we'll get ready for tonight's show. Thank you for watching the previews, and hopefully you enjoy what we have coming. I'm gonna have to move some stuff around here real quick. Scott, will you set me up over here while I get set up over the other side? This is where this used to go.
And you have a mic for this one? You want that?
Yep, we'll take that. My mic's here. I'm going to set this stuff down. You know, that got discussed, especially one of those cool little army-style shovels fold in half. That would have been a smart call. So, yeah, we'll build a shovel, but not only are we going to build a shovel, we're going to build a carbon shovel. Can you get that plugged in there? There we go. Trying to get the mic hooked up into my phone as it's sitting on the holder. Quick pull out.
Almost like we do that every week.
So as you're setting that up, what kind of maintenance have you done in those on the UTV and your testing?
1,200 miles?
Yeah.
Nothing. No maintenance between tests. Obviously, inspect the stuff. No real issues. Got a couple more things going on.
Let's go straight.
We're gonna aim on that TV.
That whole setup to the right of it.
Yep, we can slide over the other rock way. Perfect. That work for you? Or you straight up
That
that
was to the left. Okay.
He said to the right.
So,
Just kind of so it's in between the 2 screens and then I yeah. Very good. You're too far. Sorry.
that way.
This one. Yeah, good. There we go.
All right. Perfect.
You got some volunteers that want to come with you just to dig holes.
I got some volunteers who want to dig holes. I think that's awesome. Thank you, guys. You know, one thing I am excited about, and we have joked about it for years, but when we have a fleet of El Diablos, El Jefes, you know, that 40-inch tire out of the trophy truck will definitely sit in the back of them. We're going to park those things all over down there in the Baja Desert, and that'll be really, really cool to do. So I've got big plans on future chase vehicles, because these will go places that none of my chase trucks could ever dream of getting to.
Casey will try.
Huh?
Casey will try.
Casey will try to get there, but you can't get there. And
Explains the bed in the back.
you know, they have beds in the back of them. We'll put some tools in there. Put one of our speed toolkits in the back, and spare tire.
You could rent out the service for people out there.
Now, obviously, the trophy truck is to win and to have a competitive advantage. But things we learn from the trophy truck obviously go downstream into the speed UTV. So, competed the 2021 San Felipe 250. When I was at Tech and Contingency, I got this cool plaque, and it was a milestone award for the 2020 season. The Unicorn started and finished every left to right.
Yeah, just right there. Right there.
All right.
Keep your head right
The Unicorn started and finished every race that it raced last year. So to finish the Baja 1000 is a feat in itself, and obviously, you know, we were competitive. This race here, we were only competitive for about 60 miles, and then we were playing catch up the rest of the day. Again, experienced 0 issues with the 4-wheel drive system and the aluminum front bulkhead. So I feel very confident about that because that is stuff that the 2 vehicles share. San Felipe, 700 plus miles of hoops, washes, highway, choppy rock sections. Repeatedly went through 2-foot hoop sections at speed, and suspension was comfortable, you know, from 20 mile an hour rock crawl sections to 75 mile an hour down to the hoops. Obviously, if you're going to be 75, put a helmet on, please. Had it in the washers, some of the washers. One thing nice about the Speed UTV as a pre-runner, and it's not the Speed UTV, it's any UTV as a pre-runner. That 4-wheel drive in the sand wash is so nice because most trophy truck pre-runners, if they think about stopping on sandy washes, they're stuck. I mean, I pulled over and talked to Tavo, he was stopped, and he couldn't even get going without getting his sand ladders out and having to get up on hard pack to be able to go again, where the UTV, we could actually go look at trails, find whatever the shortest route is, mark it. Worked out really good for marking the course. Average mile per gallon down in San Felipe now. This is a San Felipe in the sand, and when I say it's soft down there. A lot of uphill washes. We averaged between 6 and 7 miles per gallon, and we were picking up 12.83 gallons. Obviously, if you're on highway, hard pack sections, you're going to get more like 10 miles a gallon. But in the soft sand, like sections like this where you're twisting and turning, and a lot of trophy trucks are digging big ruts and silt and all that, we're about 6 to 7 miles a gallon. Did the majority of my pre-running in the Speed UTV, in the El Jefe, the 4-seater, and it was very, very comfortable. We had 3, and we didn't have 4 people in it. We had 3 people and a race case sitting in the back seat, and a spare tire in it. I don't know if you can see the spare tire sitting here, but there should be some pictures around where you can see the spare tire, but we did have a spare tire on it. The nice thing about the Speed UTV is if you do have a spare tire in the bed, you still have complete view out of your rear view camera. You can't even see the tire sitting there. There's only about 1.5 inches of it sitting out of the bed, just a little bit right there. So pretty cool.
Can we take a moment just to switch your mic out?
Yeah, my mic's having a problem again?
Your Facebook mic.
Oh, it's because I'm not plugged in.
No, that's your Instagram one.
It's over here.
Oh, you don't even have to.
Yeah, maybe if I put it on, it might help. All right. Rob's got this look of like.
He's like.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Got me now? Check your.
Yeah, now they're going to be like blowing their eardrums. I don't know they're cranking the sound. Hold it. Don't talk yet.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Robby Gordon here. Sorry, guys. I got excited about the show tonight and didn't put on my my mic for Facebook. All right, cool. Sorry about that, guys.
It was weird.
Do I need to back up a little bit? Did people hear it, or are they okay with where we were?
They can. You were far away from the mic. It was still picking you up, but it was
dangling over here on the ground.
Yeah, they just kept saying you're real muffled. It's hard to hear.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Pre-running, the Speed tires now have more than 2,000 miles on them. As you see, they still have tread left on them. And the larger block logos, as they wear down, they actually get wider, which give us more rubber pattern. They call that when you make a mold or something, they call that draw. So there's draw on the treads, and they get fatter and wider as they get down towards the bottom. But I would have no problem taking those for a few more laps around San Felipe. I did say that we did have a plug in the right front, but remember, we're out there looking for trails. So when you're looking for trails, you're getting some pretty sharp thorns, and there's some really sharp cactus out there. We did drive the car on the beach. As the hoops here, you can see how big the hoops are in San Felipe. That's one of the course sections. Is there a video there? Can we switch it over here to this video? Hoops, whoops, whoops, hoops.
You want to hold it up close so you can see it?
I got some hoops. You want to play ball? All right. We got volume.
You know, you can zoom in on the phone, right? We've got the text here.
But these are 2-footers right there, and it just dances right down them. But you know, one thing, we dance through the hoops for 20 and 30, if not 40 miles at a time. And when we're doing that, the shocks get hot. One thing nice about the speed shocks is they do have aluminum bodies this time, which help dissipate the heat really well. We'll have a couple more videos that we'll bring the camera over where you guys can get a little closer view at it. Scott, you want to help me operate this?
And one more over here.
Oh, we got another one? Yeah. All right. And this was one, we were down on the beach. There was no way to get up. So we built a little, well, we didn't build, there was just a little rock jump. And Mike's like, how are we going to get up? And so we're going to hit that right there and jump up. And that was probably the easiest. We drove the car the whole time there, but we're down taking pictures on the beach. We got a cool photo slides that we'll share with you guys, but you know, just pops right over, 3-foot boulders right there. Over here back on this screen, I know I talked about this earlier. This was a section of the race course where the race course came up this really big uphill grade. And we wanted to see what there was for other trails. So as you see, we're off track there. There's a lot of times we're just driving through rocks, looking around. I knew we'd be one of the first cars here. I think we were the 5th or 6th car here on race day. But we drive the vehicles all over looking for trails out there, and the rocks are sharp. As you see, this one here reminds me a lot of the flat I got. But see how sharp the edges are? They're not just round rocks, they're sharp rocks, and that's what blows right through the tire and the wheel. I said both my tire issues at San Felipe were driver related. I can't blame the tire manufacturer because I deserve that flat. I mean, the rock was 2 foot big, sharp edge, square. I thought it was going to rip the wheel off the car. I was pretty surprised that it just popped the tire and bent the wheel really bad. Is this another video? I have posted this video on my Insta. You guys have seen this. Scott, you want to bring that to me? I'm kind of stuck here with my mic.
Yep. Bring it to you every time.
Thank you. This is another video. Do we have sound on this one?
Yeah, except for the sound is getting picked up by the microphone, so it doesn't matter.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if they hear it or not.
These are 2-foot hoops right here. This is towards the end of Zoo Road where it wasn't bladed. Can you give me one more on that? I missed it. Rookie mistake, definitely a rookie mistake on the flats. I will get better with time, and I'll try to learn from my mistakes. Unicorn is a gnarly vehicle. Power's incredible. Suspension's awesome. 4-wheel drive. Just downright fun. Oh, got another video. Excellent. Lots of videos tonight. This one here is an exciting video. This is a production, not a built here at our shop, built by robots. This is a production chassis that has been built when we were down in San Felipe. So really, really excited about this. Happy with the welds. I've got a couple complaint areas that will be addressed because obviously we're pushing to be the best in the industry, and we're going to need to make sure that our standards are at the highest standards. But I know this is already better than most UTV manufacturers, and we want to continue to get better. But the robot is learning, and it will continue to learn. And if we've got to scrap some of these chassis to get it right, we will do that. So just know that I will take the time to make sure that that robot is trained to be as good as our guys here in Charlotte or as the guys in the off-road industry with wire feed. We're not talking about TIG welded because you can't mass produce a TIG welded car, but wire fed robot is looking really, really strong. Now this is not just a chassis. Look at this. This has all the tabs, all the brackets. It's got body mounts. It's got door hinges. It has, what do you call that where you penetrate the metal and make threads? What's it called?
Oh, the
Thermal drilled. It's thermal drilled. It's got tack welded nuts on it. It has gusset supports. It has stuff that a lot of manufacturers do not think about. Even these corner gussets here. It has hinges on it. There's a lot of parts and pieces that are on this car. And next week, hopefully, we can show you more of these vehicles. These are our 10 prototypes that, or I shouldn't say prototypes because they're not prototypes. They're pre-manufactured vehicles that Todd was talking about on his Facebook page. And we're excited about where we're at with that. And yes, there is welds that we're going to fix. So if you're looking at this, we're not blind. We see it ourselves. And you got to remember, this is a machine. You got to teach the machine how to do it. And the machine's trying to learn the process. And one thing nice about the robot is once you get it taught, it'll do the same thing over and over and over again. So we look forward to that. So this is over here on my page as Insta. This was the video that Daniel just shot. We brought the camera over. Fully tabbed production chassis.
Yeah, there's 44 different stations just to put the chassis together.
Daniel's telling me there is 44, even though we're on show 55, there is 44 robot stations just to build a speed UTV chassis. And all this time over the last few months, you know, when I tell you, okay, we got a car that's been CNC notched. Basically, it's going together. At the same time, they're building all the fixtures and all the tooling, and that's that tooling thing I was telling you guys about. And now all that stuff's in play there. So there's 44 stations, and they are on track to build 40 chassis a day. And that means we will produce 40 cars a day for the first few months off the assembly line, and then we'll ramp up production from there. But right now, we will fire off at 40 when we fire off. Over here, this is another pretty cool thing. This is our own designed air filter. And a lot of people have Can-Ams or Polarises and understand these tractor-style filters that have grooves in them that have slits. You don't want to lay them on their back to filter the air because they'll pant and sift the air into the thing. This is an air box, a speed box that was completely designed different than anything else because it actually comes out the center at the top, or goes in the center at the top and comes out the side, which is about 180 opposite of a normal filter system, but it allowed us to put our canister straight up in the left rear wheel well, and easy, you know, you can just get in there, clip it, unclip it, drop the tank out, and basically you're in action. So we got the clips here, we got the locking devices, we have the drain at the bottom. So one other reason we wanted to put the exit at the top is so if you do fill your canister with water, you actually have to fill it all the way to the top before you can potentially hydraulic your engine. But the only way you get air into the canister is through the number plates. So yay high is where the air inlets into the vehicle in a safe area. We feel good about that. These are intake pipings. This is our bleed tank. This goes from number plate on the right to number plate on the left, which then goes air inlet into the CVT covers. We have already exited this pipe out of the number plate into the air filter and bringing in the cleanest air we can. But this is all piping for the CVT cover. When you know, if you guys have seen the CVT cover back in the day, maybe Daniel has a picture in here again. No, okay. It's okay. We don't have to. We can show it next week. But we do have ductwork now. This is all the stuff that's been tooled. What is this? We have a window nut strut with some, you know, the billet mounts. We've got an air intake. So that's one of our silicone air intake. And I believe that's a blow-off valve. Has a blow-off valve pipe built into it. You know, you saw metal fabricated things that were kind of put together for initial testing, but this is what production parts start to look like. And this is where a lot of the time and effort went to tooling all this. I want to say we had 55,000 drawings or something like that by now for this vehicle alone. And it's crazy the amount of parts. Production steering racks. These are the production racks. At first I started to think this was a weld, but this is actually a forged part here that has now a sealed boot. As you saw, the parts that we were testing did not have sealed boots. Now this one has sealed boots. This is a forged ram, and it's got the stops built in where it locks itself in, and this allows us to get the bump steer exactly where we need to be for 0 bump steer throughout 25 inches of wheel travel. So the Speed UTV does have hydraulic power steering. We have been addressing, it's not a big issue with the steering, it's a personal issue, a little bit of shake. We made another step forward towards it today. They were pleased where they're at, and they're going to be back out in the desert again on Friday with the El Jefe. Even though we're down in St. Pete, there will be a team of guys testing out the steering and continuing to work through that process. Sway bars, these are production sway bars. They are adjustable, so you can soften and stiffen your bar throughout the travel. Right now, we've been running them in the full soft position, but if you wanted to stiffen it, you could stiffen up your bar a little bit. We'll give the customer that option. For J-turn, we know what we need to do with this bar, but if you wanted to be stiffer for short course and trail riding, but then you wanted to be softer for rock crawling, you could kind of mix your setup front and rear. Give the customer some tunability. And one thing nice is our sway bars are in double shear. If you look at a Can-Am, a Polaris, a Honda, some of the sway bar links, if you look at them, I got to be honest, I sit and I shake my head because I know what we had with the XX being in single shear, and I just wonder how many sway bars they actually break. Here we're center loaded. All pivots on sway bars are in double shear, so we're not loading the bolts goofy or doing anything like that. These are steering, production steering sliders. This does have a collapsible steering column in it. I believe that's another first for the UTV industry, which is a very, very safe aspect. It was done in NASCAR back in the day, but this shaft here slides inside this shaft, which allows it to collapse. If you ever had a frontal impact, a bad one, at least the steering column wouldn't come in and crush into your chest. On the way to San Felipe, we were able to go by Coin Power Sports. And you know, sometimes when you're building a project and you think you're doing something right, it's always good to go back and sit and compare to the competition. So one thing we did is they had an X3 4-seater and basically came in because Coin is a dealer for us. We were able to put our car right next to the Can-Am. And here's the picture, obviously Speed vehicle on the left, Can-Am on the right. That is a 4-seater. And then the next picture over is a 2-seat Polaris versus the Speed UTV 4-seater. Just wanted to get some frontal views just to give a comparison of where the competition's at versus where we're at. We're both sitting on 32-inch tall tires. And if you look at our car, just stance-wise, we've got negative camber. They're sitting there at ride height with positive camber. All right. This here is, they're friends of mine, the guys over at Funko. You know, I've known the Georges forever. They build some very, very quality products. This vehicle, I believe, had a sticker price tag of $60,000 on it. 65,000. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize it, but 65,000 for brand new, for a brand new Can-Am with a Funko roll cage on it, stock suspension. It had a banging stereo, it had a windshield, and it had some paddle tires. Our vehicle over here is, this would be a 39.9 RG. The only thing extra on this vehicle would have been the light bar, and it's missing the window nets. So you could do a quick trade for those two, but that vehicle right there, 65 versus 39.9, I believe that we're in the price range of what the market can bear, and that we're bringing the highest performance, most reliable UTV to the market. Oh, 2 slides there for me. This weekend, we just finished up last week, and trust me, thank God we're done and off to tooling, and parts are starting to come in. Daniel, Mike, Matt, they're not going to St. Pete. They'll be continued to stay back, work on the speed UTV stuff. But we're back at St. Pete. I love their poster. The fans have asked, "Where's SST?" We haven't been there in 4 years, and their response is, "You've asked, we listened. SST is back." So SST will be back running. We've run 2 races in 2020, and it's exciting to be back at St. Pete, one of the great street circuits alongside with IndyCar. Obviously, I'm an IndyCar fan, and I'm also looking forward to seeing how Jimmy Johnson does on the streets of St. Pete. We're going to find out how brave he really is. Camping World Truck? I did see a really bitchin' looking Camping World Truck. Sheldon should be driving a Camping World Truck. Mad Max is back in an SST truck. And we've had this Mad Max RC car, which has been a very successful seller for us. And when Continental said, "Hey, as kind of a makeup, let's run 2 half trucks and 1 full truck this year to get SST back rolling," Max is on a Continental truck with Mad Max SST RC car body, speed RC car body, and RC cars are with him, and he promised me he's going to sell thousands of cars. So that's good. We're going to take some phone calls right now. I'm going to have to move over to Daniel's station, and the old Unicorn after qualifying did get to go sit under a palapa down there by George's. So pretty stoked with San Felipe. Love the desert. It was great to be back desert racing. And thank you for tuning in tonight's show. We'll be back next week, Wednesday night again, for more information about Speed UTV, and hope to give you an inside look of what we've been doing. Thank you. Can you adjust this one maybe over here? And I'll just sit here.
You want a chair?
Sure. Want to grab one? Thank you. Go ahead and set it over there, Scott. Just take it and put it right on that. Daniel's got the stuff up on his screen, so we'll use that as a backdrop. And give us a phone call, 704-949-1255, and we will take a couple calls from callers tonight. It's good to be back in the office and doing this between the Parker test and San Felipe, Bash and Miles.
On the road for a while.
Been on the road for a while, for sure. They're green. I think I got to wait for them to go red. I think that's what it is.
Ginger got any?
Hello, you're on with Robby.
There is no call in the queue.
No?
Thank you.
All right. I heard the phone ringing. And I'm waiting for some on Park 1. In the meantime, we'll talk more about Speed UTV and what we got going on. This week, the El Jefe will be at Desert Storm tomorrow. And then it'll be back in the desert testing on Friday. And the Diablo is running miles right now, just working its way through. And everything seems to be good. So pretty excited. I don't know what's going on with our phone system again. We did get this new, internet-based or wireless-based? Voice over IP, Rob Harris said. So
I'm guessing.
it's a new phone system, and I don't know if Ginger's now struggling up in the front office with it.
It sounded like it was ringing off the hook.
It was. It's ringing, and I can see calls coming in, but I don't have any red ones on mine.
There is no call in the queue. Thank you.
You see calls coming in?
I do.
No one's coming. What did you have to do last week?
All right. 704-949-1255.
Did Scott go check on Ginger?
I think he did. You know what? You want to hand me my phone, or you want to go through some questions, Rob? Why don't I go to some Facebook questions now?
Here we go. Baja Bandit update.
Baja Bandit updates. Like I told you guys before, Baja Bandits is almost the redheaded stepchild. It's a cool car. It's basically would be a grown up, more like a speed converted. I don't know. I mean, it's different. It's a 90 96-inch wheelbase, turbocharged, great trail car. Will be an awesome rock crawling car because it's a short wheelbase. But that is the third car that we're going to manufacture. And as I told you, we're going to run 2 runs of 4-seaters and then a 500 run of El Diablos, and then back to more 4-seaters before we get into the Bandit. So we've been honest with you, Bandit customers. We appreciate you. But that will be the third vehicle produced from Speed UTV.
All the parts are the same?
Thank you, Daniel. All the parts are the same. And even the back section of the roll cage is the same for all 3 cars. So there's a lot of similarities between our vehicles.
What kind of oil are we using on the R&D on the speed motor?
Yep, R&D on the speed motor. We have had a relationship with VP for a long time now. And we have been running VP oils and fuels on our high tune, but all VP chemical, engine oil, gearbox oil, front diff oil, etc.
For some reason, phones aren't working. I think I tried to call myself and they're not.
Yeah, they're saying our number is blocked right now.
Something's go, yeah, because I've tried to call in immediately.
How weird.
So tell them to leave questions and I'll just read them off.
Yep, go ahead and give us some questions and we'll read it off. I don't know what's going on.
Facebook, so I could do Facebook and YouTube.
I've got Facebook. Can you do Instagram? I can do Instagram.
Go ahead. We'll do 2 from Instagram. Scroll through some questions. We'll pick 2 Instagram questions and then we'll ask some Facebook questions. I don't know what's going on with this new phone system. Ginger was at the front. She even said she even tried to call in herself from her cell phone to the landline, and it would not let us dial in. Oh, there we go.
Something's going on there.
Hey, how are you? You're on with Robby Gordon.
Oh, no way I got through.
Yep.
What's up, man?
Hey, how are you? That's weird. We were struggling getting people through, but thanks for calling in tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. No, man, I just wanted to call and say thanks for everything, man. You guys are doing a great job. I saw you guys in San Felipe, and the truck looked awesome. You guys are killing it. Sucks about your flat tires.
Yeah, no, the flat tires were, like I said, those are my fault. Those aren't Toyo's fault. Those are ones I deserved, and that's what happens when you're running at that pace. And got to be honest, I thought pre-running the course 3 times was going to be enough, and I'm going to come back and, you know, I'm being beat by guys that are spending 10 days down there and getting around that course 5 and 6 times in each section. And we're gonna need to game up a little bit. Congrats to Bryce Menzies for another win. I know he won King of the Hammers and now he's won San Felipe, and he's gonna have a heck of an advantage starting first at the Baja 500 because those trails are way different than what we were in San Felipe. We get a lot of dual track, triple track in San Felipe. And over there out of Ensenada, it's all single track. It's going to be really, really hard to keep pace with them, especially
Tough terrain out there.
especially starting behind a couple guys. I'm an August fan, but at the end of the day, I think he had a perfect run and got beat 30 minutes. So that's probably going to be our situation at the Baja 500. But it is what it is, and just try to push hard as we can.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck, dude.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thanks for calling in. And I see I have some red lines here, so I'll go ahead and grab these guys. Thank you.
Cool, thanks.
Hey, you're on with Robby Gordon. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Robby? This is Tom Case number 11.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good.
I was actually personally looking over your order today. How crazy is that? But I do appreciate it. I believe that Mike Rebello has been your rep dealing with your car, right?
Yep, I saw him the other day. Gave him a little money.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for your business. We do appreciate it. What kind of question can I answer for you tonight?
You know, I was wondering on the 35-inch tires, A, if it's going to void the warranty, and B, if you're going to let us know what type you would recommend.
We will do that. You know, one thing, you know, you probably saw us run on the 35s a little bit with the El Diablo, but we have been strictly on 32s with the El Jefe because that's what is a production-based tire. We wanted to do all of our testing and not skew any of our testing and say, okay, we had this issue because we loaded the axle more, we had that issue. We really wanted to focus on what we were going to deliver to the customer. But one thing I do know is a 35-inch tall tire in the rear, you will have to trim your fender wells to be able to clear them, or else it'll start clearing it for you as it eats some of the fender away.
Gotcha.
But we will give you a cut line and a cup template that you can download, and that way you can trim it and make it look good.
Super. Did I win anything tonight? Can I get a winch?
Your second caller, man. I gotta go with number 5. Sorry, Tom.
God.
Hang up and call again. I see an open line here, 3 back.
Got it. All right. Take care.
All right, hopefully I'll talk to you in a minute. Thanks. You know what? Anybody that called tonight, we do have Speed UTV shirts. Unfortunately, I didn't get the first guy's caller. So, Tom, I'm going to go ahead and send you a Speed UTV shirt. And Dan, you want to go ahead and write that down? Go ahead, caller. You're number 3, sorry.
Hey, Robby, it's Chris Nelson up in Minnesota.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Not too bad. El Jefe Master 484, just
484.
watching you every week. Just excited to see what you guys are doing. I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
So up in Minnesota here, I believe our closest dealership is like Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Is that correct?
That would be a question for your rep. I should know all my dealers by heart, but that I don't know. I'll be honest.
Okay. Well, and the question I really have, I guess, is are we going to have to go to the closest dealership to pick up our machine, or is it going to be delivered?
We will do dealer deliveries for most of our customers that are close to dealers, but other ones we'll do, the remote ones we're going to have to do direct, and we will. Huh?
How far is he from Ken?
Yeah, how far are you from Push Turbo? Do you know?
From where?
From Ken over at Push Turbo. Do you know where he's at?
Oh no, what town is that?
Oh, I think he's in Thief River. How far is that?
Oh, in Thief River Falls, Minnesota?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I'm about 2.5 hours only.
All right.
Straight north of me.
Yeah, well, who's your rep that you deal with?
Ginger has been helping me.
All right, perfect. I'll make sure Ginger knows, and we go back and listen to all these calls every week as well because we record them. But at the same time, it'll probably get delivered directly to you. It's going to be the easiest for yourself.
Well, I tell you what, just keep up the great work. You guys are doing an awesome job. Don't listen to all the BS, the naysayers, because I can't wait till we get them and just show them up. But.
Well, thank you very much, and I do appreciate it. We've kind of moved on from that now. As you can imagine, You're starting to see, before cars were being tested and before you guys were seeing cars, you just saw CAD, you just saw parts, and you didn't see vehicles or videos or things. I think things are coming to life. I got to be honest, the hate train has slowed down or maybe derailed. And now, as you see production chassis, robot welded, I think everybody's, obviously getting a lot of confidence. But I do appreciate everybody being patient with us and letting us do our job. COVID has not been easy to us, but a lot of guys are picking their feet back up and starting to run with their knees high again, and that's a good thing for us.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. So, and one other question I do have is, are you going to be doing a windshield wiper kit for the glass windshield? Yes,
we will. We will have a windshield wiper kit available for that as well as a glass windshield, and that will be a safety glass windshield. It will have curvature to it.
That's what I did order.
Yep. So that stuff's all out to tooling as well. As you can imagine, making windshields and making frames and all that is a major undertaking. But it will be safety glass, just like a proper street car, like a proper windshield, and it should be good.
Right on. Well, I appreciate your time, and like I said, keep up the good work. Looking forward to seeing the car up here in the next few months or so, hopefully.
All right, perfect. And your master was, we got it. What is it? You got it?
Yeah, 484. Yeah.
484. And what size shirt are you?
I don't know. What are they running?
Large, XL, double X, triple X.
I would say go with large. That's fine.
Gonna go large. All right, cool. You're going for the medium look, huh? You want the tapered fit right now? I'm just kidding. I wish I could fit in a large, to be honest with you. I gained the full COVID 20. All right, so.
Don't worry about it. I know one thing I have a question is watching the super trucks this weekend. just going to be on YouTube, or where? How are we able to watch?
That will be live on Facebook. My Instagram. What do you mean? Oh, did it? Maybe I got a phone call or something. Thank you. That will be. We'll have Instagram. We'll have Facebook Live, and it'll show. And we will post links. We'll put links out this week where everybody can watch it.
All right. Good luck to you and Max. Go kick ass, man.
All right. Thank you very much. We've got Sheldon Creed, Matty Brabham, Ari Landyke, Jet Nolan. We got a very, very tight field. Bill Hines. We got a tight field running out this weekend with a lot of experienced guys. Should be fun.
Right on. Sweet. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Take care.
That was 3, right? Hello, you're on with Robby Gordon. You're caller number 4.
Hey, Robby, how's it going?
Good. What? You have a car with us?
Yeah, I've got a car. I've got the El Jefe 4-seater. I started with the Bandit, went to the El Diablo, and now I'm with the El Jefe.
All right, cool. What's your master?
Let me take a look here.
You can give me your name. Your name will work.
Paul.
Paul
Laniker is the name. Yep.
Spell your last name for me. I stepped on you there. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's Anicker.
Anicker, thank you. What size shirt are you? Because you get a shirt for calling in tonight.
I'm an XL. I've been trying to get a shirt from Todd. I've been talking to Todd, emailing him.
Well, now you get one of these shirts. There you go. I'll turn it around. New.
I had one question.
Yep, go ahead.
One question for you tonight, Robby.
Please.
One question tonight.
Yes, sir.
I'm up here in Oregon. You know, we got the sand dunes up here. We've got a UTV invasion going on June 23rd through the 27th. Just curious if you guys can make it up this way.
We'll try to add that to our schedule. Put it down there. We'll try to at least get one of our vehicles up there during that time. So UTV invasion in Oregon, June 23, 20, and Coons Bay, right?
We've seen it online.
Yeah, Coos Bay, June 23rd through 27th. It's our largest UTV event up here in Oregon.
All right. Well, if I can't do it, I'll see if maybe Todd can pop up there and do that. We'll see if we can take a look at it. I know Daniel's chomping at the bit. You know, we've been excited about going to events like this, and like I said, we have the El Jefe this weekend at the Powerboat Nationals in Havasu, and then it's going to be tested again on Friday. But maybe we can figure out how we can get something up there. June 24, 25. I don't know what the Baja 500 week is. Do you guys know?
Baja is 9th to 13th.
9th to 13th. I'm going to say that's a possibility. So I'll discuss that with the team, and thank you very much. Any other questions?
Just one other question. Just looking into paddles and stuff like that. Are you guys going to release some more detailed information and maybe some other wheel manufacturers we can look into? I know you've got the KMC with the 33-inch sand slinger, but you know everybody's looking at different manufacturers and stuff like that. Will the specs release where we can look at some other options?
Yes, we will, and we will as we get closer to that. We will. And we'll get you guys some specs and options. And then also, but you know, a lot of it's where we load that bearing, that unit bearing. So we don't want to have a 2 inset wheel that hits on the trailing arm, but you don't want to have 2 offset of a wheel that it loads the unit bearing too much. I'm sure you've seen some of the guys that put the flat back wheels on it and the face is really wide and it just peels the stub axle right off it. We want to make sure that we provide you something that you can go out and jump and have a good time and not rip the wheels off it.
All right, I appreciate your time. Again, if there's any way you can make it out there in Coos Bay, June 23rd through 27th, largest UT event out here in Oregon, I'd appreciate it.
All right, hey, thank you very much. Thanks for calling in tonight, and looking forward to riding with you.
Thank you very much, Robby.
Thanks.
Number 5.
All right, caller number 5, winner, chicken dinner. How are you?
Doing good. How about you, Robby?
Good, good. Who am I talking to?
This is Paul again.
From 2 calls ago?
Hey, I'll take it, Robby. I've been calling it every show since day one.
All right, cool. Congratulations. Paul, you have yourself a light bar. You have a curved front light bar?
You like giving light bars away.
I do.
Awesome. I've got that, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, what you want to trade for something else? What are you looking for?
I'll take the rear chase light.
Done. We're gonna get you a rear chase light added to your order. Your master number is?
Let me give it to you here. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure you get it.
It's like your social security number. How can you not know that?
2170, Robbie. 2170.
2170. Paul, you're getting a rear chase bar added to your order. Thank you very much for calling in tonight. I want to thank everybody for calling in, tuning into the shows. This has been show 55. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Paul.
Take your time. Take your time. I've got guys that work with the Polarises. They've got the Polaris Pro. I've got Can-Am. They're jealous. They're jealous. They all they do is make excuses, but when this thing comes out, they're all going to want one. So take your time. Get it right. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. And whenever it comes, it comes.
Cool. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you being patient with us. And we are close. So thank you very much. Have a good night. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to tonight's show. Go ahead.
We had a guy call in. His wife's birthday. They were trying to get her on.
Yep.
Angela Johnson.
Angela Johnson. Happy birthday.
Number
1865. You know, we've got a pretty cool family here built up of Speed UTV customers. And I got to be honest, you guys amaze me. The confidence that you're giving me to do this project, believing in us to do it, and we're not going to let you down. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining in. We'll be back next week from here in Charlotte again, and we'll have more stuff to talk about, more stuff to show you. Thank you. Enjoy the week.